What is a successful man? A successful man is a generous, kind, and rich person who have a lot of money, big house and beautiful car. But what is a successful woman? A successful woman is a woman who marries such a man. Everybody looking for a perfect marriage, right? And the truth is there is no such thing as perfect marriage, but there is such thing as a happy marriage. Nothing is perfect in life, but happiness is possible even though our marriage is not very successful. The truth is there is a lot of unhappiness, there is many divorce, and divorce in the world is increasing. And so let's look at what caused divorce among people. Number one is, one of the biggest causes of divorce is financial, where when people, husband and wife, don't have enough money, they become stressful and little thing become flare up into big thing. So they argue constantly and so on. So the second cause of marriage breakup is conflict caused by criticism. When husband and wife criticize each other all the time, and eventually they become tense, it becomes stressful, and then that causes divorce. And the third cause, of course, like everybody knows, is probably the third person, whether the husband met another woman or the woman met another man, and so on. That also causes. But one of the things that most people don't consider as a cause of divorce is actually Facebook or social media generally. And so when husband and wife have a disagreement, with the social media, it's very simple. All we have to do is stop talking to each other, and then the wife turn into the own friend in the Facebook and the social media, and the husband said, well, if you feel like that, I can do the same thing with my friend in the social media. And when this continue over a long period of time, marriage can break up easily. Yeah, the longer it happens, the easier it break up. So another reason for unhappiness in marriage is also because how and why they get married in the first place. Yeah. Sometimes we get married because our family force us to marry a certain person. Yeah, this is not what we love, but they force us to marry that man or that woman. Another reason is because we felt the need. We need to marry somebody to secure our life, to secure our prosperity. And those two are not a very good reason for getting married, and certainly is not the recipe for getting a happy marriage. Happy marriage usually happen when man and a woman fall in love with each other and decided to live together, and that is the best ingredient for a happy marriage. And even when we love each other in the beginning, sometimes it's difficult to maintain it over a long period. Like I said in my other videos, to maintain a good relationship, to maintain a happy marriage, we have to put work into it. Because love is work. Think about it. If you love somebody, we work for that person, even though we don't feel like it. When we're tired, we still work for that person. So love must be maintained through work. And the moment we stop maintaining love by work, it starts to deteriorate, become less and less, and then eventually it collapses. So how to make sure that our marriage not only successful, but it is continuously successful. So in my previous videos, I think it's called the natural law of success. We said there are 5 natural laws, and everything that successful in this universe or in this world happen because it obeys these 5 principles. Number 1 is the principle of change. Number 2 is the principle of differentiation. Number 3 is the principle of unity. Number 4 is the principle of self-regulation, and number 5 is the principle of expansion. So let's look at this, how we can use this in practice in our marriage. Number 1 is the principle of change. When we got married, we cannot remain the same as we were before we got married. Marriage to marry, to love, is to change. So we have to change. We have to change our behavior, we have to change our attitude, you know, we have to change what we do. So we cannot, for example, do what we did when we were a bachelor. When we were a bachelor, we can go out with friends until late at night, you know, we can do whatever we want with our time and our money. Once we get married, that has to stop. Number two, differentiation. Two persons come together in marriage, it doesn't mean that they all have to be the same. The wife have different idea, the husband have different idea. Husband like different thing and wife like different food, for example, and they have different program on television. We have to respect that. Yeah, we cannot say, oh, now you're married, you have to be like me, and that is a cause for disaster. So we have to respect each other. Sometimes we follow what our wife wants, sometimes we follow what our husband wants. That is differentiation, right? So we cannot insist that everything has to be about me. Number three is unity. Of course, marriage is about a union. Like when water come together, when hydrogen come together with oxygen and come together, it become water, and water create life. So the same, when husband and wife come together, they must come because of love, because of loving attraction. And that when we love each other and we respect each other, then we create a very happy family, and then we create good children. Again, let me remind, I'm sure you probably get tired of listening to this, but this is so important. Let me say it again one more time. Everything that are good, everything that are harmonious, everything that are creative come from love. So good marriage, harmonious, peaceful in relationship, and good children come when husband and wife love each other. Number three is self-regulation. Of course, we have to regulate our behavior. So even though we are not happy, we cannot start shouting at each other, you know. We cannot stop talking to each other. We have to regulate our behavior. Like I said earlier, now that we get married, we have to self-regulate. We have to come home after work, you know. Don't spend all night with friends outside. Don't continue drinking and come home drunk, because not only this will affect the marriage, but it also affect the children. So self-regulate ourselves. Number five is expansion. So to maintain a happy marriage, both husband and wife have to work together to develop the children, not just the husband leave the wife to do all the work in educating the children. So husband and wife have to work together, have breakfast with them in the morning, have dinner with them at night, and talk to the children properly and help them with their homework, and try to listen to their feeling and so on. And we can do that, we can develop a very happy marriage and a very happy family. So finally, let me advise people who want to get married, you know, young people, because I also conduct a training, it's called OPERACY for the young lovers. This is for people who are already married, new couple, or people who intended to get married. I said, above all, resist the temptation of marrying people because you need them. Resist the pressure because you got married because it was forced by your parents. You have to respect the parents, but you have to take care of your own life. So only married when you love that other person. That's the only reason when you should get married. And thank you very much.